Do you eat seaweed? Well, in today's English lesson, I am going to talk to you about Korean seaweed and how it is affecting our world. And along the way, we're going to learn a number of new vocabulary words and phrases that will help improve your English today. So hold on to your seat and don't move your feet because I've got some breaking news. Breaking news. Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and welcome to all of the new English learners here on the channel, where I have the opportunity to help improve your English comprehension, vocabulary, and fluency. On today's lesson, as always, we're going to read through an article, and I am going to break down some of the keywords that you need to know and understand, and you can get the confidence to start using them and practicing improving your English. Okay, so if this is your first time, don't forget, use the comments section to take notes, to practice your English, and to let me know where you're watching from. As I go through the article and read at a moderate pace, you can screenshot the vocabulary words so you can practice them throughout the week. I have now started dividing my lessons up into chapters, so if you have to stop and return later, you can find your place. And if you have any questions, use the email link down in the description to contact me or let me know your question. Okay? I hope you're ready for some learning and some laughter. Let's dive into today's lesson. According to the BBC, seaweed demand helps South Korea break seafood export records. Okay, so demand. Seaweed demand. So when something is in demand, it means a lot of people desire it. Okay. I hope my English lessons are in high demand. That means a lot of people want to watch it or be a part of it. Okay. The team jersey is in high demand because it has sold out. Okay. Now, an export, we've talked about an export on some of our lessons last month. An export is when a country is sending some of their resources to other countries, and that's how they make money, okay? Now, they break a seafood export record. So a record. So maybe they sold 10,000 pounds of seaweed, but a new record means that they have now sold 20,000 pounds, okay? So it's a new accomplishment, a new high, or a new low, okay? Now, record is spelled, you see it here on the screen. This could also be record. Okay, I am recording my English lesson, okay? Or it could be record. So depending on how you're using the word, it's spelled the same way. And I'm going to talk about this later when we take a break. But this one spelling has two different meanings, okay? South Korea's seafood industry achieved a historic milestone, okay? Do you remember the word milestone? An achievement, something that you have accomplished, all right, in 2025, with total exports reaching a record high, driven largely by strong global demand for seaweed products, okay? Seaweed. So let's talk about what is seaweed. Seaweed. It's a compound word, two words in one. Say it with me. Seaweed. Okay? Edible marine plants used as food. Seaweed is commonly used in soups and snacks. Okay, seaweed. Now, I must confess, I like sea salt, but I haven't really had seaweed as far as I can remember. Okay, now notice they had a historic milestone. Historic. All right, say that with me. Historic. Something that is historic, it has never been done before. Okay, never been accomplished before. So this is something that's very, very important to South Korea. The Korea Argo Fisheries, a food trade corporation, reported that total seafood exports rose by more than 17% compared with the previous year, reflecting growing interest in healthy and sustainable food options. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking seaweed is probably healthy, okay? Kind of like rice cakes. It's better to eat rice cakes than potato chips. It's more healthy for your body. Okay, sustainable and sustainable food. So that means it can last longer than normal edible food. It can last longer. It's sustainable. It's enduring. Okay, so seaweed, according to the article thus far, is something that is in high demand. Okay, and they are getting paid. Okay, officials emphasized that seaweed used in snacks, soups, and dietary supplements has been a key contributor to the export surge, especially in markets across Asia, Europe, and North America. Okay, now notice this. A dietary supplement. A dietary supplement. So a supplement is something that takes the place of something else. It supplements. It takes the place of something else. All right. So if I don't eat a lot of oranges to get my vitamin C, I may take a vitamin C supplement. Okay. A pill of vitamin C to help my immune system, okay? Because I don't eat red meat, you might say, like beef, steak, you may have to take an iron supplement or a magnesium supplement. So it's something that replaces something else, okay? Now notice seaweed is a key contributor to the export surge. Now, I use this word surge 3 times in the last week. We've learned that surge means an increase, okay? My subscribers have surged in the month of January, you might say, okay? So a contributor, say that with me, contributor, contributor, something or someone that helps cause a result. Technology was a major contributor to the company's growth. Okay, so technology helped the company grow. Technology was a contributor to the company's growth or success. Let me give you another example. I have a couple of subscribers that contribute to learning here on my channel. Down in the comment sections, they write each vocabulary word out. They give a brief definition, and I'm sure they come back to study for themselves, but it also contributes to helping other people. Okay, so remember, to contribute is something or someone that helps cause a result. And that result can be good or bad, okay? Eating too much sugar contributed to her diabetes. Or you might say her tight shoes contributed to her foot pain, all right? So it's something that causes an effect, all right? We are seeing unprecedented interest in edible seaweed, said a spokesperson for the trade corporation, noting that this category accounted for a substantial share of the overall increase. So in other words, they're saying one of the main reasons that they have seen economic growth is because of the sales of seaweed. They're selling other things, but notice here they said that seaweed sales are a substantial share, okay? A large portion, okay? A substantial share. So if I have $100 and I gave you $5 and I kept $95, I would have a substantial share of the money, okay? I gave you a small portion or just a little bit, okay? A substantial share. Edible. Something that is edible is something that you can eat and digest, okay? An apple is edible. The candy is edible. The dog could eat chocolate because it's edible, but it's not good for her, okay? So when something is edible, it's safe to eat and digest. Now, unprecedented. I used this word, I believe, last week, unprecedented. This is synonymous with historic, something that has never been seen before, something that has never been experienced, something that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. It's unprecedented, okay? The team won the championship. It was unprecedented because they have been losing for the last 20 years, okay? Unprecedented. Industry analyst, people that analyze. Let me give you a refresher. An analyst is someone who analyzes data, someone who analyzes economics, technology. They examine, they study, okay? They try to improve. They are an analyst. Industry analysts said the rise in seaweed exports reflects broader consumer trends favoring products perceived as nutritious and environmentally friendly. Oh, wow. Okay, a consumer. What is a consumer? Consumer. Say that. Consumer. I didn't hear you. Say it again. Consumer, okay? A person who buys or uses products, okay? Consumers are choosing healthier food options, okay? So if you constantly buy things, you are a consumer. You are consuming, eating, okay? Purchasing. Consumers have purchasing power, all right? Notice consumer trends favoring products perceived, okay? When something favors something else, you can use this word in a few different ways, but notice seaweed favors the type of food that people like, okay? It favors. It's something that is agreed. It's something that people have accepted, okay? When you favor someone, you accept, you like, all right? Products perceived or looked upon. Perceived or looked upon. Upon looking at her facial expression, I perceived that she was upset, okay? So when you perceive, you observe, you notice, you discern, okay? I perceived that he was trying to take advantage of me because he was talking so fast, All right. He was trying to, hey, it's not going to be a problem. It's only going to cost you $10,000. Give me your checking account number. I perceive that this may be a criminal. Okay. I observe, I discern. I think it's possible or highly likely. Okay. Perceived. Something that is nutritious is something that contains nutrients. Junk food is not nutritious. Okay? Sugar water is not nutritious. It does not have nutrients. It's not good for your health. Environmentally friendly. Okay? Environmentally friendly. Things that will not hurt the environment. Okay? Things that will not destroy the environment. Tires are not environmental friendly. The smoke that was coming from the factory was not environmental friendly, you could say. Notice, in particularly, young buyers in several regions have embraced seaweed snacks as a convenient and plant-based alternative to traditional processed food. Oh, wow. They have embraced. They have embraced. Now, you can use embrace a few ways. When you saw Jay for the first time, you might embrace, hug, hold, okay? Show affection. I hadn't seen my wife all day. When she came through the door, I embraced her. Okay, so to show affection. But notice here in the sentence, it says that young people have embraced seaweed snacks. They have accepted. They have said with their pocket or with their money, this is what we want to eat, okay? We've embraced it. All right. We like it. We want to buy it. Give us more. Okay. We've embraced it. Okay. The likes on my channel tell me that you embrace my lessons. Okay. You find them to be acceptable. All right. Notice. There we go. Seaweed snacks as convenient and a plant-based alternative. Wow, this has a lot of words. Let's take a break after this. A convenient, easy to access, convenient, okay? The store was conveniently located next door to my home. Convenient, okay? Easy access, okay? Plant-based, something that is from a plant. Notice plant-based alternative. So a plant-based choice. So instead of choosing potato chips, the alternative is a seaweed snack. Okay, they have a different choice. So instead of wearing my jacket, the alternative was a raincoat. Okay, so a choice. You have another option. That's an alternative. Okay. If I don't put an English lesson on YouTube, I know you have another alternative. You probably have another choice. Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. I thought that this comment from one of my subscribers was so hilarious, but it was so true. Notice what they said here. This is from, I believe, Samantha. Okay. Samantha says, brilliant as usual. Thank you very much. Every time I study a word like tip, I am wondering why a rich language like English has these confused words that have many different meanings. Of course, she meant confusing words that have many different meanings. And I respond, yes, exactly. It can be complex at times. That's just how it is. And I'm pretty sure it's like that in every language. It was like that when I was learning Spanish. You know, chico and chica. You know, it sounds the same, looks the same, except for one letter. One means boy, one means girl. One's feminine, one's masculine. But again, like embrace. And in yesterday's video where I was explaining tip, it has like 5 different meanings. It just depends on how you desire to use the word. It's just so amazing, but that's just how it is. But I'm here to help, and I'm here to break it down. Thank you so much, Samantha, for that comment. Okay, let's finish up today's lesson. The surge in exports has also benefited other seafood categories, okay? Benefit, to help, to support, such as shellfish and processed fish products, strengthening Korea's reputation as a major global supplier. So reputation. A reputation is what people know you for. Your characteristics, your traits, your behavior that you have displayed and other people know you for. So my reputation as an English teacher, okay, he talks slow, he's funny, he's bald, he's consistent. These are things that you would tell someone else about me or my reputation. So South Korea has a reputation of being a major global supplier. Our seafood industries have demonstrated remarkable resilience. You should know what resilience is. I've dealt with that twice this week. Okay, resilience. Remarkable. Something that is remarkable is awesome, excellent, in good standings. I hope you find my English lessons to be remarkable. Okay? And we expect continued growth in international markets. We expect. We're looking forward to. We have a hope. We have a desire, expectation, to expect. I expect you to meet me tonight at 6 o'clock. You expect me to have an English lesson again tomorrow, okay? You hope, you look forward to. Experts noted that strengthening logistics and trade agreements with key partners have helped reduce barriers to market entry and supported the expansion of South Korean seafood products overseas. Barriers, okay? Let me hurry. Barrier. Obstacles that make progress difficult. A barrier. Language barriers can affect communication, okay? Expansion. So an expansion is when someone is trying to grow in size, in scope, or reach. Expansion. The company announced expansion into new markets, all right? These developments have allowed distributors to meet rising demand more quickly and efficiently. Okay, these developments, new changes or improvements over time. Recent developments have improved safety standards. Developments, okay? Despite the positive trend, some industry players cautioned that external factors such as rising transportation costs and changing tariff policies could present future challenges for exporters. Policies, official rules, or plans of actions. The school updated its attendance policy. Okay, what is the policy of the company? Okay, official rules, plans of actions. Challenges, difficult problems to overcome. Challenges. Starting a business comes with many challenges. Learning English can come with many challenges. Addressing such issues may require strategic planning and cooperation among stakeholders. People that are invested in the company are stakeholders, okay? International buyers have responded with enthusiasm, with several importing nations increasing orders for seaweed and related products. This has strengthened confidence in the long-term viability of South Korea's seafood sector and encouraged further diversification of product offerings for different consumer preferences. Okay, viability. Okay, existence, vital, existence, viability. Okay, long-term success, viability, diversification, adding variety to reduce risk. Diversification can also mean like a black person, a white person, an Asian person, a Korean person, different types, diversification, okay? You might say your portfolio should be diverse. You should have technology, you should have consumer goods, you should have healthcare, okay? Long-term, short-term, diverse, various things to reduce risk. Some exporters also highlighted the importance of branding South Korean seaweed products as premium goods, especially in markets where consumers are willing to pay more for high quality and ethically sourced foods. This focus on quality has accompanied increased efforts to expand marketing and promotional campaigns abroad. Okay, branding. So what they're basically saying in this last sentence is that the seafood exports is making South Korea look really good. Okay, it's showing people that they can produce quality food at a good price, and they can supply it to the world. That's basically what they're saying here. High quality and ethical sourced food. So they're basically saying, look, we got some good stuff over here and we're willing to share it with the world. So the increase in seaweed sales is making them look very, very, very good as professionals. Okay. Branding, our last word, branding, creating a public image for a service or product. Strong branding makes a product easy to recognize, okay? When you think of McDonald's, the brand is the gold arch or the golden arches. Nike, the check mark, okay? Their slogan, just do it. Dr. Pepper, have you been hearing about the young woman who helped their brand by coming up with the jingle? Dr. Pepper is good and nice. That helps their branding so people can recognize, okay, how my channel looks, so you can recognize it amongst others. That's branding, okay? All right, we're coming up on 30 minutes, so I want to hurry along. This was a long article. Should we read it at a faster pace? Yes, why not? And let's conclude today's lesson afterwards. All right, are you ready? Let's dive back in. South Korea's seafood industry achieved a historic milestone in 2025 with total exports reaching a record high, driven largely by strong global demand for seaweed products. The Korea Argo Fisheries and Food Trade Corporation reported that total seafood exports rose by more than 17% compared with the previous year, reflecting growing interest in healthy and sustainable food options. Officials emphasized that seaweed, used in snacks, soups, and dietary supplements, has been a key contributor to the export surge, especially in markets across Asia, Europe, and North America. We are seeing unprecedented interest in edible seaweed, said a spokesperson for the trade corporation, noting that this category accounted for a substantial share of the overall increase. Industry analysts said the rise in seaweed exports reflects broader consumer trends favoring products perceived as nutritious and environmentally friendly. In particular, young buyers in several regions have embraced seaweed snacks as a convenient and plant-based alternative to traditional processed food. The surge in exports has also benefited other seafood categories such as shellfish, and processed fish products, strengthening South Korea's reputation as a major global supplier. Our seafood industries have demonstrated remarkable resilience, the trade corporation spokesperson added, and we expect continued growth in international markets. Experts noted that strengthening logistics and trade agreements with key partners have helped reduce barriers to market entry and supported the expansion of South Korean seafood products overseas. These developments have allowed distributors to meet rising demand more quickly and efficiently. Despite the positive trend, some industry players cautioned that external factors such as rising transportation costs and changing tariff policies could present future challenges for exporters. Addressing such issues may require strategic planning and cooperation among stakeholders. International buyers have responded with enthusiasm or excitement, with several importing nations increasing orders for seaweed and related products. This has strengthened confidence in the long-term viability of South Korea's seafood sector and encouraged further diversification of product offerings for different consumer preferences. Some exporters also highlighted the importance of branding South Korean seaweed products as premium goods or high quality, especially in markets where consumers are willing to pay for more high quality and ethically sourced foods. This focus on quality has accompanied increased efforts to expand marketing and promotional campaigns abroad. All right. I read that fast because I did not want to take up too much time. So on my way out today, I want to remind you to watch each lesson or today's lesson twice, once with the subtitles on and once with the subtitles off. Have you ever considered slowing down the speed when you're watching, especially if I'm talking too fast for you? You can actually slow the speed down on YouTube, so give that a try. Also, use the comments section to take notes as well as to practice your English here on the channel, okay? Don't forget, if you have to stop and come back, my chapters are listed below and you can use those to help you navigate through the lesson. All right, with that being said, I hope I have earned a like and a subscribe, and feel free to let me know where you're watching from. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope it's filled with prosperity, productivity, and get a little rest so you can join me on my next English lesson. I hope to see you then. Have a wonderful evening. Peace. See you guys later.